Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, this is Those Guys with your host, Matt Marrero, along with your other host,
Tristan Walter.
And Tristan, what are we podcasting on this evening or morning, depending on your view, or whenever it is, if you're listening to us in the archives? What are we podcasting
Or if you're
on?
in a different dimension in space and time, or...
Whichever. Yeah, it always happens, occasionally. But what are we podcast? I'm so confused. Like, I don't know what's going on around me. I mean, Dragon Ball is currently airing as an anime. Jurassic Park and Terminator are in theaters.
Okay.
And apparently a Digimon anime is coming out too. What fucking year are we in? Like, I'm really confused. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never done hard drugs, right?
Superman flew the planet backwards.
No. I got to be honest with you, Tristan. I've never done hard drugs, but I'm wondering if I have, and I just can't fucking recall because everything's going all wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Well, it's
right?
funny you mention that.
I mean, what is it, freaking? What is it? Crap. The 12th Doctor looks like the 3rd Doctor. Everything's changing. It's getting weird. All right.
We don't even know what's a podcast on.
What are we podcasting about, Tristan?
Dragon Ball Super.
Yes. So it isn't Dragon Ball. It isn't Dragon Ball Z. It's not like they just airing, the older ones. I mean, that would just be silly. Just a re-airing. No, I'm kidding.
What do you
we
mean
love Kai.
silly, man?
No, I mean, just re-airing. No, we love Kai. But, it's a re-airing. It's not a re-airing. It's a completely new series. But, man, it's a completely new series. I don't understand it. Like, I'm still wondering if this is just some elaborate April Fool's joke. And they were like, we'll make the first one. And we'll just never release another one.
Oh, God. I swear to God, if they do that, I'm going to personally fly over to Japan and find out who's responsible.
I just don't understand what's going on. Like, is this after Future? I'm just really confused. No, seriously, like, is this what's very interesting is how I think fans of, like, After Future, because I have to admit, it was really an interesting concept when I was looking at it, are just like, so this is happening. Like, well, it's kind of like everyone who made fan fiction for Harry Potter before the last book came out, just, oh, my fan fiction's ruined. Like, that's how I feel.
Yes, harvest your tears.
Okay, Beerus. No, but seriously, so
no, then I would just destroy their fan fiction.
True.
With a flick of my
in
fingers.
Half.
In half. Yes.
Before we go in depth on the episode, as we always do, question for you: what did you think about the episode overall? Did anything stick out to you more so? Did you not like the episode, or at least the pacing of it? Do you enjoy it?
No, I pretty much completely enjoyed it. I'm going to have to say I enjoyed everything about the episode. Like, I'm surprised that they actually launched another anime series, or supposedly they're launching another anime series now. I thought they were just going to stick to movies maybe, but I guess the movies, like, the last movie that came out, must have done well enough that they're like, you know what? It's been a few years. Why the fuck not?
A few? It's been... I mean, maybe for us Americans, it's like... But even us, we got GT, still 8 years ago, I believe, or a bit longer. So, no, about 9, a bit. So something like that. So... It's still one of those things where, Japan hasn't had it since about 96, right?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like, the generation that grew up, reading and watching it, like, Japan and America, like, it's held on so long that, you know, even another generation or two coming in now are enjoying it so much that I guess they had the idea, you know what, maybe let's give them their own series, you know. Maybe
you know, it's really funny. I was just reminded, you know, whenever we do a Dragon Ball Z or a Dragon Ball podcast based on the movies or the movies for Dragon Ball Z, OVAs, things like that, OAVs, we always talk about the year it came out, and it's really funny, where it's like, well, Dragon Ball Super came out in July of 2015, right? And
it came out
seriously,
last week.
Came out last fucking week. But yeah, I think that's an interesting thing because you know, they've had specials over the years, right?
Yeah.
You know, they've had specials. They remade one of the older specials, one of the at the time many people called it the Lost Movie, right? But it was basically just an OVA made for one of the video games, right, back in the 90s. That, you know, many of us have seen, but was never officially released, sadly. So that came out, right? And then a new one came out that actually came legally with your Dragon Ball Z Raging Blast 2 video games in America, and also in Japan as well, right? It was actually subbed. So that came out. But minus the special that had Tarble in it, right? Minus that, it was just kind of like, oh, so nothing. Then all of a sudden, hey, you get a movie. Oh, wow, it's pretty cool. In America, too, we ended up getting it in theaters, dubbed, and it was like, wow, it's actually pretty cool. What's coming next? Another movie. One of my kids was telling me, speech and debate coach, one of my kids said, hey, another movie's coming out. I was like, well, don't believe everything you read on the internet. Fukatsu no F was confirmed. I was like, oh, okay, it's coming out. All of a sudden,
they just all look at you, and you're like,
no, not that. Just all of it, because I didn't say it to their face. I just thought it. What I said was, hey, okay, that might just be a rumor. Because, hey, man, I come from Dragon Ball AF times,
Yeah.
I don't know what to believe anymore. So all of a sudden, it's just like, hey, we're also coming out with a series. And I was like, I'll see it when I believe it. Confirmed from Japan. Okay.
I see it now, I believe it.
I see it now, I believe it. Yeah. And it's crazy. Because here we are, new Dragon Ball Z series. Like you said, it must have done very well. And it was a great time to capitalize because, a lot of people understand, yes, Dragon Ball came out in the 80s, right? They get it, and they understand it. But you really have to sit there and look, let's say, through, if you're a fan of video games, or at least Dragon Ball Z games, look through all the games that were made. And you and I have done this. And we've realized, wow, Dragon Ball's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
The amount of systems, like, let's put it this way, right? Marvel and DC video games, right? They've had a string of video games, like, for a very, very, very long time. But it's not the same characters in each game.
Right.
Like, hey, one's about Spider-Man. Hey, one's about the Punisher. Hey, one's about Incredible Hulk. Here's a Silver Surfer game. Really? Here's a Silver Surfer game. Like, there's, no, legit, there is one. A while ago, I believe it was for the NES. So there will be different games for, these different characters. Sometimes they'll have ones where they cross over, but still, it's not. But to say we have a Dragon Ball game for nearly every system that has ever been made, is mind-blowing.
Definitely something.
It's and I mean like major home consoles. Because I don't want to sit there and be like, was there one for Game Gear? Okay, maybe there wasn't one for Game Gear. All right, I don't remember, but there was one for the Sega Saturn. I'll say that much. Dragon Ball Z Legends, look it up. I believe, if I'm correct, it was for the Sega Saturn as well as the PS1. By the way, not saying all these were released here, but they exist, and I think that's what's crazy, right? Just the idea of, hey, you exist. Like, you've been around for a really long time. Like, if you were a kid in the 80s in Japan watching Dragon Ball, growing up with it, you're old now. Like, you're in your 30s now. You have kids. See, that's why it's smart. Not even the idea that there are kids in general, the new generation. The idea that the people have, are watching it with their kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, and it's very, I hate to say this because I know like Japan currently, from what we hear, is having a bit of a problem with procreation.
Yeah.
But still, people are watching it with their kids. All right, Dragon Ball is big enough that it's not like an underground thing where it's just like, oh no, the people that aren't mating. No, there are people that are watching it with their kids. It's happening.
And
Shut up!
I
Don't
think
laugh.
Never mind.
No. Say what you were going to say. You were going to say something insightful.
Yes, I was, and then you went and ruined it. So.
Okay, cool. Pretend I'm not even here. Pretend I'm not a host. Come on.
I don't think I can do that, Matt.
Damn.
You've just been doing it for so long now that I can't see you as anything else.
Interesting. I don't know where to take that as a joke. Interesting.
I've done it.
Damn you. No, but yeah, seriously though, this series is just really, it's interesting to have. It's interesting to think of where it'll go, and we'll talk about that at the end of the episode. But in general, it's interesting, I think, where they decided to pick up from, right? Thinking, hey, so let's, because it's really funny, because in my opinion, right, this is just me, they've technically not taken GT out of canon yet, which is really funny to me. Personally, as far as I can think, they have not, because some people could be like, oh, but they introduced Beerus. But they haven't taken anything out of canon yet, which is really funny to me.
Oh, I mean, okay.
I'm saying it's really funny to me.
Oh, how everybody's like, yes, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are like, yay, GT's been taken out of canon, like, officially. It's like, I guess technically no, there's nothing that directly points to, hey, it's not canon anymore just yet, but they'll probably work towards it.
They'll probably work towards it, but it's just really funny to me because they haven't yet. Like, even in a movie, they introduced Beerus, yes, they did. But at the same, but it was before Videl and Bulma were, before Videl was pregnant with Pan, before Bulma was, shut up. Before Bulma was married to Vegeta, who had a mustache.
Go on, there's something I need to tell you. Oh, dear God.
Shut up. God, shut up. Don't go where the internet is gone. Don't do that. Don't go there. Don't do that. I'm not even.
I wasn't insinuating anything.
I'm just having a problem with names because, you see, here's the thing, right? I know we talk about DBZ a lot, but I don't have to talk about Pan a lot because there's nothing wrong with Pan. Hell, she was born in Dragon Ball Z. There's nothing wrong with Pan. But I don't really like to talk about what happens after.
Yeah, that's what I found interesting, that they rewound to the point where it's not even where Oob or Pan have been introduced yet. This is like before Pan is born. I thought that was interesting.
That's what I'm saying. So they haven't even touched GT territory yet, if they even wish to keep that in a territory. But one other thing, too, I want to mention is the fact that in this episode, like we can talk about it more at the end of the episode, but I want to at least bring it up as a topic a little bit here. In this episode, we haven't even, it seems as if we've turned back the clock even before the first movie that came out recently. I say first, but like the first in the new line of movies, Battle of Gods.
Right.
Because Videl doesn't talk about her pregnancy. She doesn't seem to be showing. They don't seem to be talking about anything like that. It's just, hey, they just got married, right?
Right.
And then also the fact that, Beerus is doing his thing, and Goku hasn't even gone to train with King Kai yet. A lot of this is making me wonder, are they going to maybe do some stuff, then say, hey, the movie happened. Maybe even have a re-airing of the movie live on TV over there, so we don't get it. So maybe it's like a week where we don't get it. Or they even cut up the movie a bit, so it's about like 2 or 3 weeks that it's like, well, we're not watching Super, because they cut up the movie. And then it just continues with the normal flow.
That's
and
possible,
I'm only wondering.
too, yeah.
I'm only wondering because, again, when you look at this episode, it doesn't feel like we've progressed in a way after the first movie that came out recently, i.e. Battle of Gods, movie 14. It doesn't seem like we've progressed to that point. It seems as if we've started like the way the episode started off with, hey, Majin Buu stuff happened.
Yeah. Yeah, because Goku even says, well, yeah, when he gets off the tractor and gives puts Gohan, Goten, so, oh, fuck.
Ha-ha!
Damn it!
You've gotten, ha-ha! 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 Ha-ha!
Okay, we're even.
As if mine wasn't worse.
Exactly. So
as if mine was. I want to clarify. Worse in the word association way. The idea of Bulma to Gohan versus Goten to Gohan. I think one. But yes. So yeah.
And Goku, you know. I love the fact that he just goes Super Saiyan in the middle of the field, and just, you know, starts working out. But he even mentions to Gohan. He says, you know, I have to you know. God damn it. Okay, that's 2. Shit. All right. He says, you know, he says to him, I need to prepare myself, you know, because technically I couldn't beat Boo on my own, so, you know, I have to be prepared for anything else that comes. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more, say no more.
Yeah. The thing is, you know, well, no, I thought you saw, well, yes, true. But before we even, before we talk about that, I want to mention, before we talk about that, I want to mention, right, it's okay to get names wrong. I get them wrong all the time in flips. It's just really funny because I think you're just not used to seeing Goku have quality time with a child. So for you, you're like, oh, yeah, it's Gohan. No, that kid, he was mostly dead for that one.
Yeah.
But he's here with Goten.
That's funny. That's actually a good point. He wasn't there to see Goten for a while.
Even
That's
Gohan,
nice though. He actually gets to spend.
Gohan.
Yeah. He gets to spend time with Goten now. That's actually nice.
It's nice. Yeah, it really is. Before we get into that, I want to mention the opening, right? What did you think about the opening, the actual song, like the actual opening song? What did you think about it?
I liked it. I mean, I thought it was a nice opening and nice visual. Like, you got to see a little bit of everybody, you know. And
oh yes,
I know we were talking a little bit about it before the show, but also like cutting things up from movies and putting them in the openings. There's actually a small piece that looks like it might be from Revival of F. Goku and Vegeta are fighting those soldiers. I'm not sure that they're Frieza soldiers, but it sort of looks like it.
Okay, and we'll talk about that a bit more later, what we were referencing with that. But yeah, no, talking about the opening, right? I did like visually, yes, I loved it. You know, I really enjoy the new animation style. It was weird for me to adjust to the animation style overall, though, because I'm just so used to either, you know, stuff from the 90s, 80s/90s when it comes to Dragon Ball, or, right, or I'm used to touched up footage, like with Kai or some of the remastered box sets, or the third, it looking that good, but in movie format.
Right.
You know, so it's like, yeah, we're gonna have a full movie. Okay, yeah, that's cool. You do what you do what you have to, right? You make it look amazing, you know, with all the money and that's poured into it, blah blah blah. But having it done in a TV series, it just feels so different to me and interesting. But anyway, so we have the opening, you know, right? I think the song, it was fun. It was a bit underwhelming, I feel. I don't know why. Because, like, even, like, the opening for the original Kai felt a bit more upbeat. But I have to say, and I know it's not supposed to technically be upbeat, and I didn't hate it. I'm just saying that I think this is one of the series, and it's very hard to do this for me, one of the series where the ending song is actually, I consider the ending song better than the opening song.
Yeah, I mean, the ending definitely hit me more in a kind of a nostalgic kind of way, and kind of basically, I actually teared up a little bit during the ending.
Me too, actually.
You actually see, like, flashbacks of, you know, Goku as a kid, and then Gohan as a kid, and then, you know, like, small little things throughout the series, and then you see, you know, everybody, how they've grown, and joining up with Goku, just sitting and watching the sunset together, and, you know, Goku's surrounded by his family and friends, and he just gives that, you know, that smile that he always gives, and I'm like, it was very profound. I was...
Goku profound? Does he even know the meaning of the word? It's not a snack, Goku.
God damn.
You know how I feel? I feel like there were a lot of little things in this episode that I really enjoyed. Just a lot of little things that were kind of callbacks. But before I even mention that, I want to mention, because we're still in the opening, Jiro is in the opening. Did you notice that? Do you know who Jiro is, right?
Yeah, that's
That's one of Toriyama's newer works. The Galactic Patrolman. That's his newest work. I believe newest. That's on Dragon Ball Z related. I'm pretty sure it's newest. And it was a one-off graphic novel. It was put into Shonen Jump Alpha, which is the newer Shonen Jump. That's digital only, digital exclusive. So you can still get manga digitally from Shonen Jump. Legally from Shonen Jump. You just have to get it digitally in that monthly format. Now, of course, you can buy the graphic novel as well from Shonen Jump /Viz. But I mean, in terms of a monthly format, I think it's still monthly, format of quote unquote new manga in America, you can still get it from Viz /Shonen Jump just through Alpha. I believe Alpha is still going. If it's not, crap. But I believe as of this podcast, it's still going. So Jiro the Galactic Patrolman was in Alpha. And it was, out in Japan, they were like, hey, let's bring it into Alpha, see if it's kind of popular. Became popular. They have a graphic novel of it that anyone can go purchase. And I'm referring to America. Anyone can go purchase. And he's there. And I was so confused because I was like, wait, is this a new character? Jiro! Oh, crap, Jiro! What are you? Because I have to admit, if they're going to make references or make crossovers with, like, Nekomajin, I haven't read Nekomajin, so I wouldn't know if it's that out there and it doesn't fit at all. I know Sandland wouldn't really fit because, I really enjoy Sandland. That wouldn't fit at all. It's a completely separate Mad Maxy type universe. Not a quote-unquote female Mad Max. Mad Maxy, no, a Mad Max-Y. Mad Max-like, Mad Max type universe. But yeah, it wouldn't work. Would not work. But I don't know, like hearing Jiro, it's like, I don't know, I haven't read Jiro either. I just know of the character and I really want to get into it. And I believe he's even in one of the newer games as like a customizable, or like a DLC. So to have him here.
It might be the new Butoden.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Thank you. So he's in one of those. So it's very interesting to just have him here because I'm thinking, can he appear? I would really be excited because there's nothing that says he can't. There's nothing. Hell, having Arail or Araili from Dr. Slump, can she appear? Because everyone around her has aged a lot. Like they're definitely in their, I'm gonna say in their 20s or 30s by now. Well, yeah, if Gohan, Gohan is in his 20s. So definitely I would argue that, no, but Goku's in his 30s. Yeah, no, these people from Penguin Village are probably in their 30s by now. Because when Goku went there, they were all already a little bit older anyway. So they're definitely in their 30s or 40s right now. And Errol's still a kid.
Yeah,
so I think that's what's nice.
Yeah, that would be
funny. We can get to see Senbei really, really old, and he'll have a great time with Master Roshi. They're both he has a lot of perv characteristics that they put into Master Roshi.
Right.
So yeah. But anyway, getting into the episode itself, I mentioned a lot of little nods that I really enjoy. One of them that I think, I don't know if you noticed too. Well, first off, the recap in the beginning being like the recap that we got going into Dragon Ball Z about Dragon Ball. I think that was nice.
Yeah.
Right? That's a little nod. Another one is when Goku saves Goten. You were calling him Gohan a lot, and it really made me laugh because basically, that's the way Goku saved Gohan.
Yeah.
In the first episode of Dragon Ball Z, regardless of the filler status of it, Goku saved Gohan and was like, hey, man, we got to go to Master Roshi's house. And in this case, it's just like, oh, I'm in a tractor and I'm falling. And it's like, yes, Goten can fly, but it was just the sheer like, well, I'm going to see where this takes me for now. Right? And then Goku being like, no, I'm going to save you, kid.
Yeah, I love the fact that, Goten just gets distracted and he's just watching his father, training off in the distance, and he's kind of like swerving across in and out on the land he's supposed to be clearing, and then he just drives directly off a cliff. I was like, It was hysterical because I was looking. I'm like, where the hell did that come from? That didn't.
Yeah, no, it didn't seem like it seemed like it was just a normal field. I didn't realize that there was like a fucking cliff, and then it was on a hill or something. I was like, this is weird.
I mean, understandably, their house is near. Well, it's Mount Powell, I believe is what it was called.
Right.
But so it's a mountainous region, but still, sheer drop. I was not expecting.
Mm-hmm. No, me neither. Yes.
And Goku just catches him. Goku just catches him and goes, "Come on, Goten, I can't keep training if you don't pay attention." And he's like,
I
"Right,
laughed really
sorry,
hard
Dad."
because what's really funny is to me, I'm like, that's some pretty good training. How does continuously roll off the cliff, and you have to do instant transmission? But anyway, like I was gonna say, I'm a little confused. Was it just me, or did you see some promotional stuff, or possibly some stuff in the opening? Maybe I'm just getting confused with an older Goten. Or am I just thinking of Fukatsu no F?
You might be thinking of F. I didn't notice. I mean, I think I noticed some people talking about how their ages were not correct, but...
Okay, so then I think that adds further to my theory, because of the idea that not only is Goten still pretty young, right, where he's a bit older in Fukatsu no F, but because one of my theories is not just the idea that, hey, this is before Battle of Gods, also the idea that I'm wondering if they're going to skip into the future at some point. Now, I don't know how long it would take, but I'm wondering if they're going to, after a certain amount of episodes, just go, okay, so we've gone through their lives here, we're doing a Z-skip, but not really, because you kind of have seen some of the stuff that's happened.
Right. Because in Fukatsu no F, a lot of the costumes are different too, especially for Goku and Vegeta. They both have, what was it? It was supposed to be Beerus's mark for training under?
Yeah, something. Yes. Yeah, so this is a very interesting, point in this show, because we have, we're here. We're at Beerus. So, we're talking about Beerus. Beerus destroys half a planet. And it was strange because, yes, they played up the beginning of that for laughs, and it was very funny. It was just, do you like it? Oh, it's wonderful. I think it's perfect. The fat content is a little bit too high, though, so... And I'm like, oh, God.
How will we destroy half of your planet?
No, that's the funny thing. He didn't say, he just said, so I'll just do half this time. Half?
This
cuts
time?
The planet in half. Yeah, just cuts the planet in half.
How many times has he destroyed this planet?
No, I think he means in general. In the grand scope of destroying planets, just, hey, this time I'll only do it half. So that's the thing. So Beerus, now, granted, I'm not saying that a Beerus after meeting Goku would not, would not still destroy planets, because he's still that kind of guy. Yeah. But it's interesting to me to think that, this didn't change him at all. Because also the idea that it's to have something like that in a show like this, to me it feels like, so are we leading to another fight with Beerus? But if it hasn't happened yet, then they're leading to the events in the film.
Yeah.
Essentially, they're showing him, making some references, again, some possible, references to the past episodes of Dragon Ball Z. The idea that Beerus is reminding me, and I'm sure you too, of Vegeta and Nappa and their adventures through space, killing bug people.
Huh. Yeah, that is an
multiple
interesting
bug
parallel.
People.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
The only difference is in this case, how funny is it in this case? It's just, except this time I'm stronger, right, Vegeta?
Oh God.
This time the one behind is the stronger one, as we know from Battle of Gods. But yes, so that's the thing, because to have him destroy half the planet, it's it feels like this needs to be there for some kind of development in the future. I don't think they put that in there just for either shits and giggles or just to be we had to fill in some time. No, it feels like it was crafted for a purpose.
Yeah.
The show is definitely very slice of life. There isn't going to be a lot of plot in it as of yet, but I think they're going to do little things that are going to lead up to some kind of plot.
Yeah.
And of course, I assume it's going to be centered around Beerus.
Right. Or, any other gods that they decide to throw in, because that's another
thing.
They had
another one that we saw in the opening next to Beerus, who I assume would be his brother from the looks of it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Or some relative, something to that effect, because he looked very feline-like as well.
Yes, very similar to him. Same color as well.
Yeah.
Yes. We move on to the scene. All right, so we're going to shift between what we call him because, of course, we grew up on the Funimation dub, so we know Mr. Satan as Hercule, right? So okay, I'm fine with his name being Mr. Satan or Satan, but damn it, when his name is used so often, I just laugh really hard. Where it's like, Satan is truly the hero of the earth, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Stop it. Like, I know if it was any professional wrestler, it would make sense. It's like, let me tell you something, brother. Hulk Hogan. Or it's like, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Like, it makes sense for some professional wrestlers when they talk in the third person. The same way it makes sense that, hell, his name is, Mr. Satan. Why? Because I'm assuming it's his ring name, but no one would ever call him anything else because it'd be disrespectful. Right? So, yeah. So, again, I consider that to be his quote-unquote ring name, even though he's more of a martial artist. You can tell that by the English dub as well as his actions and some of the stuff, he's kind of mimicking professional wrestling.
Right, yeah.
In a way. At least it's definitely one of the... I mean, he walked around with that championship belt. And you're
yeah.
I really think that they're trying to go for a professional wrestling feel here. But anyway, so the point is that it's just, it's fine to use his name outright instead of using pronouns, or it's fine for him, to talk if you say his name or whatever. But it's just, goddamn, Satan is truly the hero of the earth. And there were a lot of lines like that in this episode. And I got so mad while laughing.
I mean, that also kind of, that brings into question something, like, about their, like, because his daughter, Videl, would also be, Videl Satan, but unless, like you say, it's, it would just be a ring name, but they seem to, use it synonymously, too, but...
Well, they haven't called her Miss Satan, as far as I know.
Yeah. They've always called her Videl. That's interesting. Because then, if her and Gohan are married, I mean, unless she keeps her name or, does, a combination of both, I'm like, so how would that go?
Yes, basically. So, very interesting stuff. I don't think anyone wants to hear about it right now. I don't think we should get into the intricacies of, like, people's last names on the fucking...
But this is what we do.
Basically. You know what I'm really happy, though? Continuity, like them really trying to, like, stick to this continuity, because you look at Boo, and Boo pops out, and they're like, who is that? And I know they kind of mentioned it already in the episode in the beginning, just in case you forgot. But I still just really like them sticking to that continuity of, like, Boo can chill with everyone.
Right.
Because no one remembers who Boo is.
Yeah.
Like, they had to,
Yeah, I do. Well, I do love the fact that, he just comes out and he's like, I'm hungry, feed me now. And they're like, who the hell is this guy that talks to Mr. Satan like this? Like, the only person who would talk to him like that, is he stronger? And Hercule's just looking at them like,
weird.
Fuck.
It felt so weird because, like, I wanted to be mad, but I realized that's a normal reaction. And it's pretty funny how legit normal it is. Like, to just hear, where it's just like, he's being talked to that way? Oh, man, this person must be stronger than him. I'm like, shut up. But that sounds like something people would say.
Yeah. I think it's just so weird for us is because, like, in Z, they would, like, everyone was always just chanting how great, Mr. Satan was.
Oh, of course.
And there was no...
but no one talked to him that way.
Right. Yeah.
The only person that ever talked to him that way was Cell, and it was kind of just like, it was... Oh, smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirror trick.
Yeah. It's a trick! It's a trick! I swear I'll prove it!
But yeah, also, I mean, I think that was Hercule in his prime, where now it's like he's getting the Peace Prize, he has a child, he's a bit older, he's, he's done that stuff already. So it's kind of just what I think is really funny too is that like they can't mention that it's because of Boo, but I feel like even though they forgot about Boo, they still remembered how much they love Hercule.
Yeah.
So in other words, Hercule saved the world from what? I don't know. I feel the urge to give you an award.
Yeah. Oh God, you're right.
No, because think about it. It's been a while. It's been a very long time since he's done that Cell stuff.
Yeah. That's actually pretty funny.
So
like I never thought of it that way, but you're right. It's like no one would remember like why they're celebrating him again because it's like he saved the world from what? I don't remember, but he saved the world, so who cares?
Yeah. Hercule saving the I don't know, it's not even America, but just getting like that Toby Keith song, just, Hercule saving the world from what we don't even remember. Hercule, American hero. Hercule fights for America. Yeah, Q.
It's like they don't have G.I. Joe in that universe. It's just Hercule action figures.
Oh my God. Hercule Joe.
Oh God.
Fight with our new smoke and mirror set. Hercule with his oh God. I love Hercule with a kung fu grip. You push a button on his back, and he can even say stuff. Oh, my stomach hurts.
Yeah, there you go. Jesus.
Buy the new Hercule figure.
Like, it's funny. I'd actually been rewatching Z recently, and I was at the Cell games, and I just remembered how much I agreed with Krillin when he's just like, you know what? It might, or even Master Roshi says it at one point. He's like, you know what? It might not be such a bad thing if that guy gets killed.
Actually, something inside of me hears Master Roshi saying it. I think Krillin was more like, you know what? I mean, if he gets taught a lesson, whatever. But I feel like Master Roshi was like, well, fuck. I don't
but
care.
then, you know, like back to here and throughout the Boo saga and then, you know, afterwards, you know, Hercule is pretty much lightened up and he's pretty much, you know, accepted the fact that it's like he himself does not believe the lie that he crafted. He's like, no, you guys totally saved the world. I'm not going to take credit for that.
Which I think is amazing because he's rich. Because in my opinion, this is just me, he isn't rich because of the Cell stuff. He became more known, I would argue, but he had stuff going for him before. Like, I don't know why. Maybe just me. I don't know. I feel like he would have always been rich. Cell was something that helped him develop a platform, but it's not like he was a shitty fighter. He was a good fighter. It's like, to be honest, in a different series, Hercule would be the main star. It's just that you throw a guy who's one of the greatest fighters in the world against some super, you know, not supernatural in this case, but some alien sci-fi shit. So you can't, I say sci-fi because, you know, that wasn't an alien, to be fair. But Boo sort of
Android,
was-ish. Yeah, Android stuff. So in general, it's just the idea that it's like, hey, this isn't a place for humans. Krillin's like, put the finger up. This isn't, you point at him, this isn't a place for humans.
Krillin, Yamcha, Tien raise their hands. Shut up!
Chaozu, you can stay. Hooray!
Oh, God. Like, I feel like
but
the thing
I am
is,
human. No idea.
Hercule always just struck me as such an annoying bastard all the time.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
I just couldn't look at him and be like, yeah, he would, you know, as a human, he's actually pretty decent. Like, I'd keep that in mind, but it was just like, I still hate you.
Yes.
Like, I don't anymore, but
it was the stuff with Boo, I think, that really started to make him, you know, now he's more of a, like, it's one of those things where, like, he does have characteristics of being, you know, like one of those characters that's just there for comedic moments. But I don't think he's just comedic fodder. Like, I think they've done something with it, at least in this show. And in general, that he's been the funny guy. But like you said, he understands, which I think is good. He understands, like, hey, I'm already rich. You know, like, I don't need there's certain things that I just don't need. Like, I like that idea, like, I feel like he has, of like, hey, look, I don't think the rich need to get richer. You know, like, I'm old enough that I can live off this money for a while. You know? I don't think I'm gonna, I mean, hell, he's the kind of guy who can always get fucking, like, deals on shit. Like, I'm sorry, deals is in the sense, like, endorsement stuff. He's the guy who always can get, like, he was just awarded 100 million zenny.
In zenny, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he was just given that. Just, here you go. It's like, he already has so much. Just, here you go. So it's like, let me distribute. But anyway, before we get to that, his exchange with Boo was hilarious, and I think that was fun.
Yeah.
Like, not even just the way he was talking to him, but the idea that's like, oh, him, he's an alien who's come to ask me for a train.
Yeah, train
like,
under me.
That's so typical Hercule that it's not even. I mean, hell, he did that to Oob.
Yeah, and I mean, everyone just eats it up.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, they're even coming from other galaxies to train with them. It's like, all right, you know what, fine, whatever.
Yeah. Well, here's what's funny, right? Not only did they do that to Oob, I believe they did that to Oob. They also, I remember, he did that to Goten and Trunks. When it was like, who are those two? Oh, those just my students, And then Trunks punches him out of the fucking arena. He gets up and smiles, and Hercule having a laugh.
Yeah.
He was thrown so hard the barrier broke. It was just...
Yeah, do you not see the cracks in the concrete behind him?
That's what I'm saying, the concrete barrier. And it was just like, oh, and Hercule having a good time. It was like, no, that guy is dying. Like, I remember Hercule went into the back and collapsed.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think it was a very fun exchange, and then, of course, just Hercule after just rubbing Boo's shoulders. Just, come on.
Yeah.
Don't do this, man.
Come on, man. We had a deal. I'll make you a great dinner. Just sit in here and relax. I love the fact he opens the cabinets and everything's already eaten, and he just screams for Videl, like, where are the chocolates?
But speaking of Videl, did you think she was animated strangely? I know she had a different haircut, but something about her, like her eyes and in general, like they seem different. Like I know, like Videl's a different character than she was when she was a teenager, so maybe they were trying to like show that. But something about her eyes.
I think it's the fact like she doesn't have that like, I don't know,
that battle-hardened look anymore.
Yeah, that exactly. Like I mean, she didn't always have that in Z either, but at the same time, it's like you got used to looking at her that way.
I don't know. No, because, like, everyone else, too. Everyone else. I feel like they're animated in certain ways where I'm like, yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you. But Videl, and you can notice it a bit in the movie, but I don't know, something about Super, just the way they did her quote-unquote cute anime eyes when she's, like, looking lovingly at Gohan. It just felt a lot different than her. Like, I'm not saying that she has to look at Gohan with these dead eyes, but if you look at the way her eyes were done in... in the original Dragon Ball Z, you'll notice that her eyes and her face are a bit different. I know she's grown up. She was a teenager at the time. So I guess that's just the case. She maybe isn't training as much anymore. She knows how to kick some ass, but, still.
Right.
I don't know. Just something about it seemed a lot different. And, I guess that's what they were going for, to be fair.
Probably.
It just felt weird to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, that's what it is. Okay. By the way, here's something I know you fucking loved. I'm sure it's in your notes. Piccolo watching over Gohan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was such a sweet moment for me. Like, I just sat there and I thought, oh, man, that's so... Because, to be fair, like, what's Piccolo going to do? You know, right?
I mean,
like...
Yeah.
But it's still nice.
He'd,
like, instead of him,
be with Dende most of the time. But, yeah, he probably, like, pops down to Earth just to, like, check in on Gohan, see how he's doing. Like, up front. Because, I mean, he can totally do it from Dende's tower, of course, since it's kind of like God's tower or stuff. But still, like, to get that full-on, like, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be looking to go. But it was really nice because it just felt like, wow, like, even after all these years, Piccolo hasn't decided, let me get a hobby. Like, he's like, no, Gohan. I helped, this is the child that I helped train, it's the first real human connection I had, minus the connection that my fist had with Goku's face. Or Krillin. Or Krillin. Or Yamcha. Or Roshi. Well, no, I mean, we're not talking about that Piccolo. We're talking about this. No, I know. Piccolo. I know. I'm joking. So Goku. But yeah, so it was really nice, I think, just to see him still looking over Gohan. But then really funny because, of course, he sits there and he kind of like goes like, ugh.
not because it's like, oh, Piccolo's gonna get love. No, it's the idea that Piccolo's like, ugh, they're becoming soft. Train more.
Yeah.
But Piccolo, I'm in love. Be in love while training. Hell, love your training. Piccolo brings back like a decrepit. Be like, what is that? Remember the dinosaur Gohan? Remember? He trained with dinosaurs. Remember? No, not the two dinosaurs. No, not the two dinosaurs that he met.
No, I know, but just like
I mean, like
the fact that
older,
you said decrepit.
Yeah. Well, because how old are the fucking dinosaurs
I know,
now?
exactly. It just made me sad, that's all. It's just like, dinosaur with a huge beard and a walking cane, and he's just all wrinkly, and he's
I
like...
just got really mad. I just got really mad because I don't usually do this to myself. I usually, like, someone else would, but I have to say this because I did it, and I usually do this to you. I said, imagine how old the dinosaurs are now. Fucking dinosaurs, man. Like... I don't think they go by traditional human. Also, just out of context,
that's true.
How old the dinosaurs are now.
Yeah. I mean, that's funny. If this series is going to be like more, well, I mean, maybe the first few episodes, like we said, like beforehand. If these first few episodes are going to be a little more slice of life-ish, maybe we will get like an afternoon where Goten goes and plays with the dinosaurs. That would be actually really nice.
I would laugh. I would not laugh, but I would be so fucking happy. You have no idea. If it's just like, so I met a dinosaur, and his name was Icarus, and slow your roll, kid. Gohan's like, slow your roll, kid. What was his name?
Yeah.
His name was Icarus, and then he... Gohan, why do you have your finger over my mouth? Take me to this dragon. Well, let's say technically he wasn't a dinosaur. He was a higher dragon.
Yeah, he was a dragon.
But Icarus was the American name. But I know the Japanese name was Haya. Really, the Japanese name was like Haya Dragon. So it was like Haya, higher dragon. But the American name was like Icarus, and it was like, I mean, I can see it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
could you imagine like Icarus is just like an elder dragon now, and he's just got like a nest of like smaller baby dragons running around that look just like him when he was tiny?
That would be the cutest thing in the world. I think the only reason why they wouldn't do that or the other dinosaur is because, like, apparently, the only time that Gohan gets canon interaction with dinosaurs is when they're trying to kill him. Apparently. Gohan cannot have any out-of-canon interaction with dinosaurs / dragons. Icarus / higher dragon, or the one when he was older, right? The one that was green that he saved from the zoo.
Right.
Both filler.
Yeah, that's true.
None of that happened. So it's really funny. So it's like if they don't want to jump into that because they don't want to jump into filler, like I get it, but it's just really funny to me because like we can't have Gohan having good interactions with Dragon. Like with dinosaurs. Can we have an episode where a dinosaur tries to kill him? Of course. Why the hell not? Just why the hell not? But anyway, so Piccolo, very happy he was there. Really funny that he doesn't understand. Like, he's just like, why aren't you training? And yeah, I think it was really cute, by the way. It's focusing on the kids because, we noticed this episode focused on the kids, and we were thinking, like you mentioned, like I mentioned before the show, hey, if this episode does do a little bit of slice of life stuff for like a month or so, because the thing is, I'm cool with them doing it for a month or so. Would not be a huge fan if they did it for 64 episodes or longer than GT or something like that. I would want there to be little bits of action spliced in. But a little bit more action. But I'm still okay with this for the most part for right now. Like, I'm really okay with this for at the moment. But anyway, so I love that Goten, because we're seeing this through the eyes of the children. Goten's like, let's give Videl something because she's married to my brother, and I hear that when people get married, they get gifts. Yeah, that
really was. There really is no other way to put it, but that was just adorable, like the two of them. And he goes to Trunks because Trunks is like a year older, and Trunks is like, I don't know, he knows. Like, I guess you would say he's like the street smart one. It's like, Trunks would know what to do, so he flies over.
But it's always funny because both in the show and in filler, we always see that Trunks is the quote-unquote street smart one, but it's still not necessarily. Like, Goten mistrusts Trunks, but Trunks doesn't say anything out of malice, out of being like, oh, I'm going to check. No. Like, he's some, like, Angelica Pickles shit. But it's still the idea that
Yeah,
he doesn't
he's
know
trying
as
to
much.
be
He
like,
knows more. He knows more because he's around his mom. So,
right.
Trunks being around Bulma, he starts to know stuff about, like, technology and, little things.
Yeah.
I mean, we just, but the idea is he's not, that much older. So he'll still get things wrong. So it's like, well, like, I assumed it was, even though he didn't say it outright, I assumed it was Trunks' idea, where it's like, well, duh, we get them a ring.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not how this works. Like,
right. Well,
they already got
that's
the
what
ring.
I mean. Like, Trunks being the older one, like Goten, like, thinks, oh, he would know, and Trunks is like, yeah, of course I know. Oh, crap, I gotta come up with something so I don't look stupid in front of Goten.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it was really funny to have them go to a ring shop. And
that
just
was hysterical.
That really was hysterical because, it's just
that
like,
one's way too small.
Yeah. And then the guy was furious because he's like, shut up, kid, I gotta get my fucking ring.
Yeah,
and they turn around, and then the ring was the least of their concerns because there's 2 kids that are flying.
And they just fly out of the store. Yeah, I love the fact that they did that and people actually reacted like, were those children flying? I was like, oh, right, that's a thing. Right, that's a thing that children don't normally do.
Well, no, I think for us it's more like this thing that people don't normally do, because I don't think they would have seen, like, if Goku was flying, I don't think they would have been like, oh, that's normal. Like, usually, I notice, when they fly, it's either to abandoned areas or in times of great crisis. So it's like, honey, is that man flying? Do you want to get killed by these androids or not? I'll fucking leave you here.
Yeah.
Like, let's move.
When Krillin landed in front of that guy in South City in the Android Saga, he's like, have you seen anything strange today? He's like, yeah, man, you flying dude. He's like, oh, God damn it.
I don't know if that was localization or not, but it's still really funny and legit. It's legit regardless. I mean, it's a complete legitimate reaction. Just, have you seen anything weird? Well, you're flying, man. So you tell me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so but the kids, it was really cute. What was really funny, I think, was when okay, I know that Bulma was kind of being nice with what she was saying about Videl, but it was really funny to me when, like, Trunks is, like, thinking about what Bulma said, and to me it was like, dude, I was like, Bulma shit-talking Videl.
Yeah, pretty much.
No,
I mean, I was like,
it's just, well,
yeah, like Trunks, said, like, I don't know, they're having a get together and Trunks like said something, and Bulma's just like, no, not now, dear. Why don't you go play with Goten?
That's exactly what I imagined. My mom said she wanted to give this to you because your skin looks like shit. Honey, I didn't say that at all. But Mom, honey, I didn't say that at all. But the exact words, honey, get the f out of here right now.
Do not make me get your father out here.
I feel like it'd be one of the things where it'd feel like, just be like, Vegeta. He's like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, he'd just be like, what?
I feel like he'd be so mad. Just, what happened? Well, your son was saying things that we talked about behind closed doors. Son, don't say things that we talk about behind closed doors. Are we good?
He just picks up Trunks. Come on, we're gonna go train. Oh.
Like, I feel Vegeta's walking with, like, Trunks over his shoulder. That's part of the job.
Yeah, great. Now you're gonna get me dragged into this. God damn it.
Oh my God, no, but yeah, it's just really. So yeah, So it's really funny because, like, in a way it was nice because she was like, oh, like, I don't need this. I should give this to Videl. That's really nice because she definitely needs it. Oh, snap.
Okay, then.
It was like I feel like there's an extended scene where they cut out where, like, she dropped the mic. Like, it was just like, it was just like, boosh.
Oh, God.
But, yeah. But anyway, so, I think it was really nice just to have the hot spring adventures of Goten and Trunks.
Yeah,
I think that was really
funny.
Nice.
The fact that they just hear it, overhear it from this crazy old man.
Well, he's not a crazy old man. The hot spring existed, to be fair.
Well, yes. But I don't know.
I have
he just
to say,
kind of gave that impression.
Well, I'll talk about that in a second. Before I do, I want to mention, was it just me, or do you think he's related to the priest from the second Broly movie?
Oh, God, I sincerely hope What if that is him?
No, that can't be. No. Goten and
I
Trunks
know.
haven't grown up enough yet. If this was Fukatsu no F, it'd be like, I think that's
I'm
him.
pretty sure he died in the third one, so. Yeah, I'm
Actually,
90%
no, he
sure
died.
he died.
Damn.
Yeah.
That
would be
it's his
hysterical,
uncle.
though.
It's his uncle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that we're trying to sit here. We always talk crap about, like, oh, is this canon, is this not? And we do try to fit things in sometimes. But now we're literally just trying to say, just put a character in there that has no bearing. Like, there's no reason to be in there. There's no relation to the series whatsoever. Just do it for my own personal amusement.
Exactly.
Maybe they're right about the millennials.
Oh,
I don't.
jeez.
But anyway, but no. All jokes aside, the old man was fun. I wanted to mention about him. So he talks with a different accent. I know you're studying Japanese. You're not that far yet, but I'm sure you picked up on the different accent that he talked with. So he was definitely, more of a southern. If you want to go with that when you think of American terms, more of a southern kind of. Countryside, right? So a bit like Goten, but even more far, like just country, like it's not a little bit country and a little bit rock and roll. It's just full on country.
Yeah. And I love the fact that Trunks just yells out, "Hey, Gramps, where did you say that was?" And I love the fact that he didn't pick up on it. Like I thought for sure he was going to be like, my name's, blah, 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 treat your elders with respect. Don't call me Gramps. But he didn't. He just went right along with it and continued to prattle on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting. Gramps is actually a normal word because there's nothing else to call. It's a weird translation because it's like, wait, he called him Gramps, but, there's not much else to call him. That's kind of saying sir, but a sir dedicated to an older gentleman.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember the exact word that he used in Japanese, but I'm pretty sure,
Yeah, I mean, that and Trunks, wouldn't be like, oh, excuse me, sir. No, Trunks is kind of, not to say he doesn't have any manners, but Trunks is, kind of rude like
brash.
that. He's just a kid. Yeah.
He's a little bit brash. But still, yeah, because I don't remember the exact word, but it's a bit different. Let's say when a woman is called Obasang or something, where it's because in a way it's like saying to a woman excuse me, ma'am, right? Did you just call me ma'am? So that's the kind of thing that we usually will see in a show like this, but not usually from the Gramps kind of thing. Anyway, so yeah, I really loved them going to the hot springs. Sadly, going too far, and I was like, you went too far. If you see a river, you've gone too far. And then we saw a monster, a snake thing, and I was so fucking excited because I'm like, wow. Even though they can easily take care of this monster, still monsters are a thing again.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of creepy crawlies that in this, world are fucking huge. But there's a lot of creepy crawlies that are just going around doing stuff.
Yeah, that's why I kind of still have the hope of them running into, the dinosaurs and stuff, because they did run into this giant snake. Yeah. And it's funny, they were having a little trouble because they were trying to keep the water from shattering. Yeah. But I love the fact that... for the most part, they can take it down. Yeah, Goten was about to, go all out. It's like, all right, fuck this. Kamehameha, no way, Goten, you're going to blow away the countryside. He's like, right, never mind.
Yeah. So, they were able to beat the snake and everything. And then they go, give it to Videl. Videl, obviously, it's like, this isn't anything special. But she has a good heart. And I think that's what I like a lot, where... Yeah, she did put it on first, and then she's like, wait a minute, this doesn't smell like anything. This doesn't smell like cosmetics. Yeah. And it's like, wait, this is water. Yeah. Oh, God, they got me water. But it's just, no. I could just hear Videl, they're so freaking adorable. That's what I'm saying. In her head, just they're so adorable. But she still has a kind heart, so she's not going to be like, really? No, it shows you, hey, there's a reason why she and Gohan are married. Yeah. I would reason that, I thought for sure she was going to go, just kind of, snicker a little bit, laugh a little to herself, and Goten would be like, what? And she's like, you do realize they did, they just got me water, right? Yeah, no. And just have them laugh, too, Yeah, that would have been funny, yeah. Also, I think, something very interesting to have, the scene right after it to really follow up, having this Hercule/Satan scene really shows where Vidal gets it from.
Yeah.
It was a really heartwarming scene, and I think it was a great way to start this series. I think for some people may have been thrown off, I feel, because of the idea that, and I mean thrown off because, okay, not that everyone, I'm not trying to sit here and be like, everyone's uneducated and they need to get on my level, because, no. But just to clarify, you and I not only are fans of Dragon Ball Z, but have also seen Dragon Ball. Not the prequel series, the original series, So, because it's in anime form, it's spanned off into Dragon Ball Z. It would be as if Naruto Shippuden, was brought over to America before Naruto.
That's actually true.
Yeah, I mean,
it would be an interesting parallel.
But I mean, it's funny too, because one of those things where it's like, no, but so much happened in Naruto that you could explain away with an opening narration.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but it's true. I mean, look at the way Sasuke and Naruto had their fight, and the way Piccolo and,
True.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of intricacies to Naruto, to be fair. But still, the idea is, that's how I consider it. That's how I consider it, the idea of, if you start from that. So it's just, and of course, Naruto comes later, right? But no, the idea is Dragon Ball, first series. We saw Dragon Ball Z first because we grew up with Dragon Ball Z. But, we went back. I ended up going, to not only, I watched Dragon Ball on the Toonami, the program, right? The Toonami block. On Cartoon Network, but I also got all the manga around, I think, when they first started coming out, which is crazy because, I'll open up my manga, and it'll be coming out in 2 months, coming out March 2000 freaking, 6.
Yeah.
Volume, because they were coming out in America around that time. So I have all the Dragon Ball, and they renamed it Z in America, but it's still the Dragon Ball 42 volume series. So anyway, the point is that, I've been able to read all those, and so I'll understand that the message is more so love and growth with these characters and kind of having a good time versus fighting. They fight a lot. But it's not just fight after fight after fight after fight. There's stuff in between. Or there's stuff, Z evolved into more fighting, talking about the fighting and the future fighting. But, generally Dragon Ball has a different feel to it.
Yeah. And I mean, I even tried to, I guess, one of our previous podcasts, I even tried to relay that a little bit in our 200th episode special.
Yes. 200th episode, yes.
Dragon Ball and even Z, even though a majority of the series was fighting, it's if you really start to examine some of the characters, everybody has different reasons for fighting. It's they're not just fighting for the sake of, beating the crap out of each other. There's actually a lot more going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I guess I kind of feel differently that way because, I've studied martial arts, so I know there's more to it than just, beating the crap out of, it's more than two people beating the crap out of each other.
Right. But the reason why I bring it up is the idea that, if you've grown up on Dragon Ball Z, the anime, you might have come into not only this, but the Dragon Ball Z, the newest movie, at this point, the newest, which is Battle of Gods, because Fugatsu no F has not come out yet. So the newest movie, Battle of Gods, you kind of look at it and you're just there's not enough fighting, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, I feel, but for me, so I can understand why some people are a little, feel like it's, off-putting, they're just thrown off and they might not like the direction as of yet. But to any of you that are listening to our show that might feel that way, just give it some time and just go with the flow. Just kind of, because it's not that this is bad. I wouldn't argue this is a shitty episode, but it's definitely different than what you might expect from a Dragon Ball, right? Just go with the flow. Because even Kai, right? Kai, while being renamed in America Dragon Ball Z Kai, was still pretty relevant because it had all the stuff from Z in it. It didn't go back to Dragon Ball. It went straight to Dragon Ball Z territory. So even though in Japan it's Dragon Ball Kai, in America, Dragon Ball Z Kai. And I can't really be mad, right? Because that's where the content's from. So of course it's going to be Dragon Ball Z. And then they see this, and it's a continuation of Z. But as of right now, it's not, the way Z was. Even GT in a way, where like we talked about GT and some, we haven't really done a podcast. I really want to, just to either shit and talk about some of the good points on it, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, we haven't really talked. We've talked a little bit about it, and the idea was, even though it felt a little slow at some points, it still had fights in it, right? This just starts off at a complete, I would argue, halt, and it's like, hey, let's look at what they're doing. But even in the next episode preview, it wasn't like, and then here's some fights, bro. I mean, some fights with Beerus, definitely. But not actual fights with the main cast, as far as we know.
Right, yeah.
So it does seem very, very slow. But again, to any of you listening, just go with the flow. It'll be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so that Hercule scene, though, we brought it up earlier. It's really nice to kind of see, like, Videl's a good heart. Bam, her dad gives the money to Goku, and that's where she gets it from.
And then they even started off the episode, talking about why Goku is, farming the land. Like, I kind of found that interesting. Like, he even goes into the point where Goten says, Mom says you probably could, work, go into the city and get a decent amount of money, I mean, shit, Goku could probably do the same thing that Hercule did, but I love the fact that Goku's like, nah, I kind of like working for it, I'm like, that's actually, wow, that's Goku. That sounds like
doing
just like Goku.
Doing the quote-unquote harder work, which is funny. It's like, because it's not like, it's very interesting, because it's like, it's not necessarily hard. Well, it's hard in the sense that he has to sit there and do it,
and
which is why he'd rather slack off and train. Yeah. Right. Versus, Goku's going to be an amazing fighter. And actually, like, the only work that he'd be doing is the work of trying not to kill another person.
Yeah.
Because he'd have to be flicking them out of the ring. And it's like, whoa, this guy's the next Mr. Satan. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had to use Mr. because Mr. makes it palpable to me. Palatable.
Yeah.
Just not palpable. Makes it palatable. It tastes better. Rather than going, wow, Goku, man, this guy's the next Satan. No.
Like, I do have to admit, like, even though I didn't like, Mr. Satan's character through most of the fact that he had his moments, and I was like, you know what? Underneath all the bullshit, he actually is a pretty good guy. Like, even, like, more so now, like, towards the end of Boo, where he's a little bit older and he's not, like, flaunting it as much as he used to.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the OVA special, Son Goku and Friends Return, like, he threw a party for them and everything. Granted, he was, building a whole, like, hotel and resort for himself, but still.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was nice, I really enjoyed it.
And I love the fact that, like, he hands Goku the briefcase. He's like you said, he's like, I have all the money I need. And it's like, you guys need this. I want to help you guys out because, you've done so much for me. And, shit, you've saved the planet at least twice that I know of. Probably more than I don't.
Yeah.
And Goku's just like, no, it's too much. I can't take it. I'm like, damn it, Goku, why?
But what I think is pretty cool, right, is the idea that because he took it, like, of course, that's nice, that's Goku. But because he took it, it writes away. It's a convenient, but not that convenient plot, like a plot filler. Like, some people are like, there's a plot hole. Well, this fills in that plot hole. Let's get some cement.
Yeah.
Let's get some plot cement for that plot hole. Because you're able to fill in the exact reasons why it's like, why is Goku's family so secure?
Yeah.
I
find it hysterical because it kind of brings it back to when Goku came back for the Majin Buu saga. When Gohan asks, he asks Chi-Chi, he says, "Can me and Goten train to fight in the tournament? I mean, Dad's coming back and he's going to enter, and he's only going to be back for a day." And she's like, "No, absolutely not. But if I win the prize money, we'd be okay." Okay, you can.
Basically, yeah. That's the thing where, the idea is that we've always assumed, I believe, like, fan theory-wise, like, either Bulma or Hercule support them.
Yeah.
But we've never really had it confirmed.
Right. I mean, granted,
now
they even, like, Goku even says to him, he's like, no, you've already helped out the kids so much. And he's like, no, it's my own daughter, too. It's like, of course I'm going to help out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sort of, but, like, again, like, it's just we haven't really heard it in the show, I think. Or, the show and the manga. Even in movies, we haven't really heard it. So it's nice to have that here. Also, by the way, right, the Roshi thing at the end.
God damn it.
I actually loved it. This is the kind of thing I'm okay with Roshi doing.
Really?
Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. This is actually very reminiscent of Dragon Ball Roshi, but minus some of the really bad stuff that's like, all right, this can't happen on TV nowadays. And I think they had that thought when going into it. I know you're sitting here, you're like, Matt, you always talk poorly about the Roshi perverted stuff. Yes, because usually it's stuff like, oh, I want to pat a girl down. Or, oh, I'm gonna touch Krillin's wife when he's not in the room, and it's like, yeah, that's filler, but still, it's very crass, and I think it's very anti-Roshi in a weird way because, like, look,
right.
I know Roshi used to be even worse, arguably, but at the same time, it's like, look, Roshi's watching TV, right? There's women, doing aerobics on TV, and he's being a perv about it. That's a problem, right? I mean, it can be a problem, but he's not hurting anyone. Even when he's looking at some women, it's just like he's not hurting anyone. But they went into some really weird areas as the show went on. And it wasn't just the guy with his magazines anymore.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Because even with the Bulma stuff that was weird, arguably, if I'm correct, Bulma offered, even though she was so young, Bulma offered in a way, and he accepted because he's a perv, but Bulma offered. So it's kind of like that weird, like, in-between thing. She was still very young, though, so of course it really throws a wrench into a lot of shit, and it was just fucking weird, but it was...
She was having Oolong do it, too, which makes it even weirder, but...
Well, no, but that wasn't in the original. Oolong was in that movie.
Right.
Originally, it was her. Oolong was just in that second film. The second Dragon Ball film. It was her. So remember that. It was her. So it was really like, oh, it's a gag thing. It's a gag manga. You know, it's a guy who writes gag manga in the 80s. That's how you have to look at it. But in today's world, I'm really happy they were like, hey, so we'll have Roshi be a perv and mention those dirty mags. We're like, Goku can get a lot of dirty mags, but it won't, with that money. But it won't be, like, I'm hoping they understand, like, as series go on, it's like, look, we're in 2015, right?
Yeah.
You know? Like, if you want this thing to air for kids, like, I could see this episode actually airing on Cartoon Network, which is very interesting. Like, I wonder if they, were thinking of, other audiences, they had them in mind when making this, because, that last scene with Roshi could either be edited out, or it could just be Goku can date a lot of cute girls, or can get a lot of cute girls, and regardless, Chi-Chi would slap him for it.
Right.
So it's still something that, even if it is localized a bit or kept uncut, I would argue it isn't as bad as him doing, the puff, the motorboat stuff. Yeah. Which became more of his thing as the series went on, where I would argue he wasn't like that so much in the manga. Perverted, but wasn't, I would argue, I don't remember him being very much like, oh, I want to touch that girl.
Yeah.
It was more like in his books, and it was on TV, and it was in the way he looked at some women, yes, but still, it was in the anime that they gave him this persona of, the lecherous old man who's actually going after these women.
Because, I feel like in Dragon Ball, it was more of him just, if he, at the tournaments or something, when he was dressed up as Jackie Chun, he was kind of, asking them out. It's like, hey, would you ladies like to, have a nice night with a, world-class fighter? And they'd be like, oh, that's adorable, okay, but no, bye. He'd be like, well, can't blame an old guy for trying.
Basically, yeah.
Or
so I was saying,
makes mention, I'm not as young as I used to be, or whatever,
I'll take that versus, that, and him saying, he can buy a lot of magazines, versus, just anything else that he would do in,
Although I do like the fact that in Fukatsu no F, Roshi's actually, helping out, against the Frieza soldiers. They actually give a little homage to, Roshi was was Goku's master at one point.
Oh,
it's yay, we get to see the good side of Roshi.
That's just from some promotional stuff. I haven't really looked into any of that myself, so I want to keep myself very But I've only seen some costume stuff. But anyway, so like I said, I'm okay with Roshi doing this kind of stuff. Also, right, I love at the end how we just get, like, out of nowhere, intense dramatic music. It's like, oh, Kamino Kai, some scary shit's coming.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Now,
so I have a question for you. All right. What I was going to say is, so, like, do you, like, after this whole, like, you know, like, I don't say reevaluation because, you know, I know, like, you know, you saw the episode, I saw the episode, like, now that we're talking about it. But, like, after talking about it, like, you know, with my theories in mind, do you think it actually is, like, pre-Battle of Gods? Because it's like, who are they looking at if not Beerus?
I'd say right now it's probably, like, it's plausible, I would say. Like, it's a safe bet to say that, yeah, he's probably looking and saying, yeah, so the God of Destruction is coming to pay you guys a visit. They're like, wait, what?
Yeah. Again? Like, I don't think it's an again, because, I don't know, I feel like the entire episode would have played out a lot differently, or there would have been different, like, some different things going on, like, in the way people spoke, if it had been a post-Beerus meeting.
Right.
Yeah. So you were talking earlier, you were like, because you mentioned something I mentioned to you before we even started the show, the idea of, like, having clips in the episode, like, in the opening. What I was referring to is, anime does it as well. I don't watch a lot of current anime, you know, especially the anime that gets movies, but I remember Bleach did it, and I know it a lot more from Tokusatsu. Tokusatsu being, you know, some Japanese live-action stuff. Tokusatsu roughly translating to the word special effects. So in Japan, you'll have, you know, even something like Star Wars will be considered Tokusatsu over there. But we in America, you know, we've taken the term, like the term anime, which in Japan anime just means animation. We've taken that term to mean specific series, like Godzilla, Ultraman, Super Sentai, which became Power Rangers here, and Kamen Rider, which became Masked Rider, and Kamen Rider Dragon Knight in America. So why do I bring up Tokusatsu? Again, like Bleach a bit, when the movies are coming out, they'll splice in movie footage into the opening of the show and, you know, be like, hey, so the movie's coming out. So I was wondering if they were going to do that with Fukatsu no F and maybe even have episodes tie in to Fukatsu no F, where it's just like, you know, hey, what's that? Is that Frieza's corpse? You know, little tiny things, little tiny foreshadowing.
Right, yeah.
But now I'm confused because I don't know if they're going to do a time skip so soon. I mean, I know nothing of the schedule, and I don't, and you don't either, and I know you have looked into this a lot more than I have. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like you've looked into this a lot more than I have, so, like, you would know if they were like, oh, yeah, Dragon, you know, super confirmed for 12 episodes, super confirmed for, like, it feels like it's just like, hey, we're going to do it. It's coming out. When it, you know, when the ratings go lower, we'll cancel it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of kids shows.
I really don't know that much more than you do.
Okay. Damn.
I feel like they're not gonna, like, they've either planned it out for, you know, to be a semi, you know, lengthy series, or, like you said, maybe they're just going to do a first, like you said earlier, maybe they're just going to do a first season and see how it goes and maybe play off of that. Maybe not.
Right, I mentioned to you before the show, I think, where it was like the idea of having a 12-episode, you know, season, quote unquote, for this quarter, like they do every quarter in a certain anime. So it's a Dragon Ball, even though technically it's not the beginning of the quarter, to be fair. Right? It's not the beginning of the new anime quarter. Anime have already been going on in this summer quarter for a while. So arguably, I think they're just going to go till they drop.
All right, yeah.
And I say that not like in like, oh no, DBZ's going to end again. No, but like a lot of kids shows in Japan, like a lot of them won't say, oh, we're doing 25. They'll just say, we're going to do them? Like they have their stories planned out, but I've heard a lot of stuff where like, do we know when it's going to end? And we don't. Because I remember a show, Gyro Zetter, it just kept on going. It ended, but it just kept on going for a while. I mean, hell, you look at that Digimon series, Cross Wars. It just kept on going for a while. And we were like, when is it going to end? And it was just like, we'll never know.
Right.
Yeah. So for all we know, it could just continue on until they decide, you know what, that's enough. I mean, look at Saint Seiya Omega. Saint Seiya Omega went on for, I believe, like 97 episodes.
Right.
I believe. I'm probably wrong. But it went on for a while is my point. It didn't like just do the 25 or the 50 or the 13. It just kept going.
I just feel like with the name, you know, with the namesake of Dragon Ball, the fact that it's so well known that they wouldn't just, like let it play out until it just kind of died out, I feel like they would have to have a concrete, like, yeah, we're done kind of thing, you know?
Well, no, I know, but I mean, well, yes, but what I mean is like, okay, I mean that die out in the sense that because it's Dragon Ball, they don't have to say it's over because they can, they can leave it open-ended if they want to. But like with these movies coming out and everything, they can really have the series tie into these movies so well, right? That's what I mean until they drop, arguably. Because
Right.
I'm not going to, like, okay, the idea that, like, again, we bring up GT, the idea that I'm not going to say that that arc with the dragons was, like, just made up on the spot. Of course it was planned. But I'm pretty
Right.
sure they had to scrap a couple of other arcs in between.
Right.
So if they planned it where it's going to be like, yeah, we were actually going to have like 5 other arcs in between, they would have kept us going for a while. It was like, well, we're going to have to scrap those and go to the end game
Right.
because we're tanking, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I really do feel like, this is leading to something, because at first I thought, hey, Fukatsu no F, but we're not even there yet. Goten is not older. Goten's young. So I'm wondering, like they're going to do an episode skip after like a month, unless after a month it's the lead-in for Beerus.
Right.
Then it's like, 1 month of Super, another month, let's say, depending on how it's cut, another month of cut-up Dragon Ball Battle of Gods, right?
Right.
And then after that, it's like, all right, now we're jumping to Fukatsu no F stuff.
Yeah.
Because Fukatsu no F is coming up in Japan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So, before we head off, I just want to mention, so first episode, think we're going to keep going? Like, based on the first episode, I mean, I would keep podcasting.
Yeah.
But
I would like to keep going as well.
Good. Now, I only say this because usually when it comes to a movie, we're like, let's give it a rating. But I don't know if we should really give this episode a rating necessarily. So it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, so, does it make us feel like going? Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't stop, in a way that's our job. But still, like, no, because we can seriously sit here and be like, we're doing this because it's our job and we like it. But to be fair, I want to see what comes up next, But
yeah.
I do want to see what comes up next. But I don't think this episode disappointed.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I do.
Like, I do want to, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I saw a little bit of a preview for the next episode, and there was a point, it's Vegeta and Bulma and Trunks, going on a family vacation.
Yes.
And there is a point where I just saw, like, a bunch of people crowding them, and Vegeta's kind of getting nudged and pushed around. And it looks like for a split second he's just like, all right, that's it. And he starts powering up, and it's like, this is going to be good.
Yeah, it's
like,
going to be fun.
The
Probably because
they are
the briefs.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I'm saying, yes. But anywho, so, yeah, we're done with the show. Definitely check us out. We can't tell you a specific date when we're doing the next episode because it depends on a lot of factors. We know it is airing on July 12th for any of you wanting to watch it live or in any way you want to. And, so hooray, Dragon Ball Super, not bad. I mean, we weren't thinking it was going to be terrible because we saw Battle of Gods. It really did have us hyped for it. But, I mean, yeah, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Anime 2015, it happened, everyone. It happened. But yes, so we'd like to thank you guys for listening to those guys. Before we go, I'm going to give you a little spiel as I always do. We're going to talk about the fact that we have so many different shows that we've done before. We mentioned our 200th show. That's right. I think this is our 204th, 205th show at this point because we've done a lot. We really have. We've reviewed a lot of different stuff. I mean, we've done the Dragon Ball Z movies, Dragon Ball movies. We've done the Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball OVAs as well. We also do WWE Monday Night Raw podcasts as well as WWE Pay-Per-View podcasts. We've also done episodes of Total Divas, which we will be continuing in the future, actually. We've also done episodes on Supernatural. We've done podcasts about Doctor Who. We've done them on Mike Tyson Mysteries even, Black Dynamite, Gravity Falls, which is coming back soon as well from its little hiatus. Steven Universe we've done. We've done a lot. We've done Pokemon video games. We've done Gotham, Arrow, Flash. A lot of damn. I mean, I know 205, but damn, we've done a lot. No, it's true. We done a lot. And yes, you can find those podcasts. You find that backlog on our website /Tumblr, which is thoseguysontheradio.tumblr.com. You can also get updates on newer episodes from our social media pages, which are our Facebook, which is /ThoseGuysOnTheRadio, our Twitter @ThoseGuysRadio, and our Instagram /ThoseGuysOnTheRadio. Also check us out through iTunes, where you can search up Those Guys Radio or just Those Guys on the Radio. And also email us if you want us to, if you want to promote anything with us, through us, please, email us, thoseguysontheradio@gmail.com. Definitely email us so we can, come to some kind of agreement. We'd love to promote your product, your legal product, or your legal service on our show. thoseguysontheradio@gmail.com. So also we have a YouTube channel. If you consume your media through, YouTube, remember that we have our podcast through our YouTube channel that we've posted on our social media accounts. Definitely check that out. It's not videos of us podcasting specifically, not yet. I definitely want to do that though, but not yet. It's the idea, that if you consume your podcast through YouTube, there's a picture, and there's us talking. Yeah, yeah. So, so I think it's time to end it, Tristan.
Yeah, one other thing I'd like to say, just personally, I've seen these characters, everyone through Dragon Ball. We've watched Goku since he was a little boy, and he's come up. He's, I think you even said he's probably in his 30s about now. He's gotten married. He has his own family. His own children are gonna have a family soon. Sooner or later in the series. It's interesting to watch these characters kind of grow up with you, in a sense. Maybe not at the same rate, but as we're growing up. We were in maybe middle school when it first came out, something to that effect.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Now it's through our high school years and now our college years, and even outside of that, it's interesting to see where Dragon Ball as a series is going to go, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of it hits kind of close to home. Like I said with the ending was just very profound for me, and I'd like to see where it'll go from here on out, and how many other people it'll probably touch in, various different ways. So
that's a nice way to end it.
Is that too much?
No. I think that's a really nice way to end it. It's a nice way to look at it, because it's I
really do mean that.
It's a little morbid where I might be taking it, but legitimately, I want to just say straight out, it can continue after our deaths.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds scary, but I really mean it. It can just continue, for that long. I mean, you think about something like, as I mentioned, we've done pro wrestling shows. Not you and I personally. We've done pro wrestling shows. And it's that's the same thing with pro wrestling, where, it just keeps on going.
Yeah.
Or even something that you and I don't talk about, but still, I know that you know about at the very least. Comic books just keeps on going.
Yep.
So it's crazy. How it's these characters will just keep on, going even long after, it's just, I don't want to get morbid because you were nice, but still, I agree. It's crazy to think of where this will go, and I'm really happy that we're talking about it live, while it's going, and even talking about some of the stuff that used to happen, that's in the past. It's a fun experience, and I'm happy that we're podcasting about it together. I love you, man.
Love you too, man.
All right. So, as I said before, we would like to thank you guys for listening to Those Guys. Say goodnight, Tristan.
Thank you, guys. Good night, everyone.